Week 1 Overview. This video is meant to help you see what is expected during Week 1 for business finance. Let's take a look at the expectations. If we log in, we're going to see Week 1 Introduction, and that's what we're going to start with. As we see, Week 1 is just an introduction. We are going to be looking at a lot of different topics throughout the course. This week is going to introduce you to what finance is. Financial statements are the core of a business. They are the report card that tells you how a business is doing. So whether you're a new investor, a small business owner, a high executive, or if you're just trying to keep track of your own personal finances, it's important to understand how to read, analyze, and create financial statements so you can get a full and accurate understanding of the finances. Financial statements are going to tell us how much money the operation has stashed away, how much debt they owe, what the income that is coming in each month is, and how much expenses are that are going out the door. This week, we're going to be introduced into the textbook as well as various articles and videos that are very important to make sure that you review. While our book is a great tool, you'll notice it's pretty small, and it's not going to provide us everything we are looking for in this course. So make sure you review all information that is provided to you. Please be sure you have also reviewed the Start Here modules before diving into Week 1. For Week 1, we are hoping that you are going to be able to recognize the use and characteristics of a balance sheet and income statement. We have a few activities and assignments, as we are going to be starting with our first chapter in the book, and you will be looking at chapters 1 and chapter 2. For the additional information, you will notice there are several articles and videos down below. They are very important to read because they are going to give you the information that the book does not provide to us. Let's look at the next part. For Week 1, you are going to be doing your first discussion board. Now this week is just an introductory discussion board. However, I want to make the expectations of all discussion boards very clear. The initial post, which is your response to the prompt, they are due by Thursday end of day, Eastern Time. And then by Sunday, you should post 2 peer responses into the discussion board. When we say responses, it shouldn't be something like, I agree or nice to meet you. We want to have some kind of content in there. We want to make sure that you are actually conversing, as this discussion board takes the place of our face-to-face discussions we would have if this were a face-to-face classroom. So we want to get to know each other a little bit because we are going to be working together pretty closely. So again, our first discussion board is just a class introduction. So you are going to be introducing yourself. It is graded. Again, because we are in an online course, communication and collaboration is still really important. So we want to promote that human connection that we should have even though we're online. So we want to make sure that we introduce ourselves to one another to start with. We also want to make sure that we can associate that the people behind the writing, they're actual people. And, we have to be compassionate for what people may be going through, and we have to be understanding. We have to remember that, we are all people and things happen in life. So try to be compassionate as you're reading through and your responses as well. For this class introduction, we want to write at least a 2-paragraph introduction about yourself. You should include information about your background, like your work experience. What do you do? Why are you taking this class? Maybe something unique or personal that you want to share. Again, make sure it's something you're comfortable sharing. I'm not asking you to share something you're not comfortable with. And then why you feel it's important to understand financial statements. I also recommend updating your profile in Canvas to include a photograph. This is important because, again, it lets you relate to an actual person. Remember, your introduction about yourself must be posted by Thursday, and then by Sunday, you should have read all of your peers' posts, but you will respond to at least 2 of them, making sure to reference something that was mentioned in that individual's introduction. Again, even though it's online, we want to get to know each other. All right. And then for our next assignment, we have what's called the Week 1 quiz. So while it is a quiz, I want to just remind you that Quizzes and assignments are in the same category. Don't let the word quiz intimidate you in any way, shape, or form. It's just an assignment that lets it be auto-graded in our system. So this quiz is going to check your knowledge on the material that's covered in week 1 and the Start Here module. It's intended to make sure that you have reviewed the basics before we get into the details of the financials next week. Remember, the text is called Finance for Non-Financial Managers, and it's a great tool, but it doesn't include everything that we need to know. So you have to make sure you're reviewing those other documents as well. So make sure you have reviewed all of the reading and resources for this week and the Start Here module before starting this quiz. It is 10 questions worth 100 points, 10 points each. You will notice there is no time limit, so don't let that part influence you in any way, shape, or form. The due date will be adjusted based on your course schedule. This one is just from a previous course, so please keep that in mind. The other thing I want to point out is once you start it, you are required to finish it. So if you close out of the quiz, you will not be able to go back in. Even though there's not a time limit, you have to complete it once you begin. All right. The last thing for week 1 is based off of the team project. There is a separate video that you will have that is posted to discuss the project in more detail. But just to let you know, by Wednesday of week 1, everyone will be assigned to a team. There will be 3 to 4 people on each team. Once you are assigned to a team, you will be using the discussion area for the group to do your communications. Remember, this is an online course, so we don't want to require anyone to be live in person at a specific time. So that includes all of your team members. It's okay if you choose to do that. However, I really recommend using the group discussion as your main form of communication, and I'll show you in that next video how to do that. So wait until Wednesday of week 1 to make sure that you have been assigned to a group, and then you will be able to get started. Week 1, the only assignment you have is to choose a company, so it's not going to take you long. There is a link down here that tells you exactly what the project is about, and that will be going over in detail in the group project folder or the team project folder. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your instructor. We are all here to help you and we want you to succeed. Thank you and have a great week.